Russia is claiming to have captured Bakhmut, with the Wagner mercenary group leader posting video of himself raising a Russian flag there. Taking centre stage at the Group of Seven summit in Hiroshima, Volodymyr Zelensky thanked his allies in the G7 for their continued support. The Russian Ministry of Defense joined mercenary group Wagner in claiming to have completed the capture of the eastern Ukrainian town of Bakhmut after the longest and bloodiest battle since the invasion began. President Vladimir Putin congratulated his troops. The Wagner boss claimed victory, also repeating his intention to withdraw his mercenaries.
До 25 мая мы полностью его осмотрим, создадим необходимые рубежи обороны и передадим военным, для того, чтобы дальше они занимались, а сами выйдем в полевые лагеря.
Prigozhin's video announcement came hours after Kyiv said the battle was continuing, although it admitted the situation was critical. Ukrainian Deputy Defense Minister Hanna Maliar said its defenders still controlled some industrial facilities and infrastructure. Volodymyr Zelensky took centre stage at the G7 summit in Japan on Saturday, holding bilateral meetings with European leaders. The Ukrainian president discussed EU accession and future peace with the president of the European Council, Charles Michel. He thanked his allies for their help in fending off the Russian invasion and welcomed the US decision to allow the shipment of F-16 fighter jets.
It's not the decision that we will have all these defending measures tomorrow. We have to prepare, but anyway, that is great result thanks to all the countries, to our partners.
The leaders also urged China to pressure Russia to end the war. They criticized its stances on Russia, Taiwan and what they called economic coercion. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov complained that the G7 is aiming for double deterrence of Russia and China with its decisions. The Italian region of Emilia-Romagna remains on red alert on Sunday after a week of torrential downpours. 100 towns and villages have been damaged by the floods, which have left 14 people dead with several more missing. The number of people rescued from their homes has risen to 36,600, mostly in and around Ravenna. On Saturday, one of the rescue helicopters working to repair power lines in Ravenna crashed, injuring one of the 4 crew. Flood barriers have been put up around a telecommunications site in the city as it tries to prevent further flood damage. The Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni left the G7 meeting in Japan a day early to tackle the crisis at home. Volunteers have been busily clearing debris washed up onto the region's beaches. Critical work because tourism is a key part of the economy in Emilia-Romagna. Jakov Milatovic has become the new president of Montenegro. He was sworn in at a ceremony on Saturday. In a speech to Parliament, he pledged to speed up the process of his country's accession to the European Union and to follow the bloc's policy line on Russia and its ongoing invasion of Ukraine. Milatovic, a 36-year-old Western-educated economics expert, won the runoff presidential election last month, defeating pro-Western incumbent Milo Djukanovic, who had been in power for more than 3 decades in the tiny NATO member nation. Martin Scorsese and Robert De Niro received a standing ovation at Cannes. The American director returned to the French festival after a 37-year absence to present Out of Competition, his latest film, Killers of the Flower Moon, a western and adaptation of the bestseller by American writer David Gran. A rainy Saturday saw the presentation of 2 films in competition for the Palme d'Or. Banel and Adama, the debut feature by French-Senegalese director Ramata Toulé-Sy, sees Kadiman and Mamadou Diallo star as lovers whose romance unfolds in a Senegalese village. And May-December, the new film by American director Todd Haynes, starring Natalie Portman and Julianne Moore. The film portrays the darker side of female sexuality with a protagonist who seduced a schoolboy and built a perfect life with him after a tabloid scandal.